Hi, I'm going to demonstrate ezEML's clone column properties tool. This tool is useful to help save yourself time when you're uploading data tables with similar columns, as well as to help standardize metadata across your data tables and across your data packages. So first thing you're going to want to do is log into ezEML. As always, you can use Google, GitHub, or Orchid credentials, or you can sign in with an EDI account, username and password. All right. So as you can see, we already have one data table uploaded to our ezEML data package. We want to upload a very similar table, but the columns are out of order. So in the case that we just wanted to upload the exact same data table with rows added, so new observations added, we could just use the re-upload button. But in this case, where the order of the columns has changed, we are going to use clone column properties so that we can upload a new data table and take the metadata that we've already entered for this first data table and essentially transfer it between the two. So before we do any uploads, let's check out what this data table looks like and what the new one looks like. All right. So as you can see here, I got the two tables open. Probably can't read all the headers, but you can see I have columns A through AT in both. So they have the exact same columns, but in this new data table, the second data table, the one we're uploading right now, the columns are in a different order than our original data table. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to load our data table as if it was just completely new. And when we upload it, you see that it auto calculates a lot of this information here. Obviously, will not fill in our description for us. And if you examine any of the columns, you'll see that the definitions haven't been added. Missing value codes haven't been added. In a numerical column, you see the custom units and standard units are not added either. Now we're going to see how to add that metadata using the clone column properties tool. You click the clone column properties button. It's going to prompt you to open the package that you want to import column properties from. So since the table that we want to import from is in our current package, we'll select the current data package. Select the other table that we want to import the column properties from. And as you see here, it gives you a list of all of the columns in the original data table. And so since we have all of those columns in our new table, we're going to use select all to say we want to clone all of those column properties. Click the select columns button. Once you click the select columns button, you'll see that the source column, so from the original table, is mapped to the new columns. So since the names of the columns were exactly the same, it's going to automatically map that for us. All we have to do is click clone columns property. All we have to do is click the clone column properties button. And now we can see when we go examine the column properties, you can see now that units have been added to numerical and definitions have been added to all columns. So now for our second example, we're going to upload a table to this data package that's very similar to a data table we have in another data package that we created in ezEML. And we'll be able to clone column properties from a separate data package into this one. So let's check out that data before we start. So here's the original table, has location and date information, taxonomic information, and other survey information here. In the data table we're uploading, some of the column header names have changed. Some columns have been completely removed. and other columns have been reordered. So let's see how we're going to upload that table and clone column properties from a different data package. We're going to start the same as last time. We're going to load data table from CSV. Select our table, click the upload button. Same as last time, we don't have a description yet, but it has calculated table properties. But if we examine any of these column properties, we'll see that there's no units or definitions. All right, so now we're back on this data table page. We're going to click clone column properties again. This time, when we get to the clone column properties page, we're going to have to select our other package. So in this package, I have a very similar table to the one I just uploaded. So I'm going to select that table. Cool. Now in this case, I kept most of these columns, but not all of them. I'm going to select all columns, and then I'm going to remove the ones that I'm not using. So now I've just selected the columns that are in the new table. As you can see, the column names that are the same between the tables are automatically mapped over, but the names that changed, I'm going to have to manually select those. All right. Now we can click clone column properties. We'll examine our new table. We see that the column definition has been added, as well as code definitions for categorical data. So to summarize, as I mentioned, clone column properties is a useful tool to save you time when you're uploading data tables that are similar to data tables you've already created. It's also a really useful way to help standardize your metadata across all of your data packages and across data tables within a single data package. So for those reasons, it's a good tool to get familiar with and start using.